So, Billy, I'm still trying to catch me breath after this round of 16. I mean, we talk about drama in football, but what we just saw, it's like the football gods decided to write a Shakespearean tragedy and a Hollywood thriller all in the same weekend. And the place we have to start, the absolute seismic shock, has to be New Jersey. Brazil are out, Billy. Norway, who have never in their entire history reached a World Cup quarter-final, beat them 2-1. And it wasn't even like Norway dominated. Brazil completely run the show for 80 minutes. They miss a penalty with Bruno Guimaraes. Endrick misses a one-on-one. They did everything but put the ball in the net. And then Erling Haaland happened. Just clinical, ruthless, twice in the final 10 minutes. Bang, bang.
Oh, Simon, it was absolute larceny, wasn't it? Beautiful, brutal larceny. Brazil must be looking at each other wondering what kind of a spell was cast on that net. 80 minutes of samba, and then the big fella from Leeds. Well, Leeds-born anyway. He just decides to turn the lights out on them. Haaland is like a force of nature, Simon. No fuss, no lovely step-overs, just goal. And then you see Neymar at the end taking that penalty in injury time, completely pointless in the grand scheme, just a consolation, and the camera is stuck on him. 41? No, he's not quite that old, but it felt like we were watching the end of an era, the weight on that man's shoulders over the years, and it ends with him staring into the middle distance in New Jersey. It's a hard game, so it is.
It really is. And speaking of weight on shoulders and historic ghosts, I don't think I've seen a better game of football this decade than England versus Mexico at the Azteca. I mean, 40 years, Billy. 40 years since Diego Maradona's hand of God sent England packing in '86. And England go back to that very same turf. They go 2-0 up with Jude Bellingham scoring 2 goals in 2 minutes. Literally the 36th and 38th minute. And you think, OK, they've got this. Then Quiñones scores a volley before the break. Then Jarell Quansah gets a straight red card in the 54th. It's 10 men, backs to the wall, and they still pull off a 3-2 win. Harry Kane gets his penalty, Raul Jimenez gets one back. 67% possession for Mexico, 20 shots to England's 6, and somehow England survive.
Sure, why not? If you're going to exercise a ghost, you might as well do it with 10 men and your lungs burning in the high altitude of Mexico City. I was watching that, Simon, and when the red card came out, I thought, here we go, the classic English tragedy. But Kane, he's a different breed, isn't he? 13 World Cup goals now, 6 in this tournament alone. He keeps his head when everyone else is losing theirs. My old military days in the Peacekeepers. You'd look for the fellas who didn't panic when the map went out the window, and Kane is that man. To win 3-2 at the Azteca under that kind of pressure, that's the stuff of legends. It really is.
It's immense. And while England was high drama, the Iberian derby between Spain and Portugal was, well, it was attritional, wasn't it? A real chess match. Spain wins it 1-0 with a Mikel Merino goal in injury time. But the image that is going to define that match, it's not Merino's goal. It's Cristiano Ronaldo, 41 years of age, sitting on the bench, watching the final minutes tick away, knowing his last World Cup, his last international tournament is ending not with a heroic moment, but with him as a spectator. It was almost painful to watch.
Oh, it's a killer, Simon. It's a proper killer. To see a giant like that. A fellow who has ruled the world just sitting there on the pine. The camera keeps panning to him, and you can see he's trying to hold it together, but he knows. The road has run out. You can't drive the bus forever, you know. Eventually, you have to hand over the keys. But to go out without even a final swing of the boot. It leaves a bit of a hollow feeling in the stomach, so it does. But Spain, they're a machine, aren't they? Just organized, tidy, waiting for you to make one mistake, and then Merino pops up. There'll be a hard nut to crack in the next round, that's for sure.
Well, if we're talking about machines, Argentina almost broke down completely. Oh my word, Billy. Argentina versus Egypt. 2-0 down to Egypt with 11 minutes to go. Messi had already missed a penalty in the first half. The Egypt keeper, Mostafa Shober, who, by the way, has this incredible legacy. His father played in goal for Egypt against Ireland in Italian 90, 36 years ago.
Wait, Shabir's young lad? No way. I remember his father in '90. Oh, the Ireland game. Don't start me on that. We nearly died of boredom, but the keeper was grand. That's a lovely touch, so it is.
It's a beautiful footnote, but Shabir the Younger was absolutely spectacular. He looked like he was going to single-handedly knock Argentina out. And then, in the 79th minute, Christian Romero heads in from a Messi cross, 2-1. 83rd minute, Messi scores himself, 2-2. And then, in the 92nd minute, Enzo Fernandez heads it home, 3-2. It was, you talk about champions finding a way. Messi now has 8 goals in this tournament. He's leading the Golden Boot.
He's a magician, Simon. He really is. You think he's dead and buried, you think Argentina are packed and ready for the airport, and then he finds a yard of space that doesn't exist. But let's be honest. They've been playing with fire this whole tournament. They nearly went out to Cape Verde. Now they nearly go out to Egypt. They're like an old car that won't start in the morning, and then suddenly you give it a kick and it runs like a Ferrari. But eventually, you run out of road if you keep starting that slowly.
They are playing with fire, absolutely. Now, on the other side of things, Belgium just absolutely dismantled the United States. 4-1 in Seattle. Charles de Ketelaere was just unplayable. 2 goals and assist. But there was so much noise before this game, Billy, with FIFA cancelling Folarin Balogun's suspension without an appeal process. It felt cheap. It felt like a decision made for TV ratings rather than sporting integrity.
It was a right mess, Simon. A grubby little bit of business, so it was. To cancel a suspension with no proper process, it just looks bad. It puts a shadow over what's been a brilliant tournament. And the irony of it is, Balogun played and he barely got a kick of the ball. Belgium were just miles ahead. Romelu Lukaku got his goal in stoppage time. De Ketelaere was pulling all the strings. The US lads were just chasing shadows in Seattle. You can have all the FIFA favors you want, but if you can't stop De Ketelaere, you're going home anyway.
Exactly. And now the quarterfinals are set and they are mouth-watering. Norway against England in Miami. Haaland versus Kane, 2 of the absolute best in the business. France against Morocco in Boston, which is a repeat of the 2022 semi-final. Morocco looking for serious revenge. Argentina against Switzerland in Kansas City. And Spain versus Belgium in Los Angeles. We don't even know where to start predicting these.
Well, if you're asking me, Simon, France and Morocco, and that's the one. Morocco have been so tight, only 5 shots against Canada, and they win 3-0. They're defensive geniuses. But Mbappe is on 7 goals, Messi's on 8, Haaland's on 7, Kane's on 6. The Golden Boot race alone is worth the price of admission. It's going to be a wild ride, so it is. Sure, why not?
It is going to be spectacular. We'll be keeping a very close eye on that Golden Boot race in the next episode. But for now, that's the state of play. What a tournament. All right, Billy, good chatting. We'll talk soon.
Good man, Simon. Talk to you then. Safe home, lads.